What's up, guys? I just want to talk about how the compound effect is massive in life. I first learned about the idea of compounding in stocks and investing, about compound interest, and how if, say, you invest $1,000, if that money goes up 10% and then it goes up 10% again the next year, well, now you're getting interest on your interest. So say the $1,000 invested goes up 10%, now you have 1,100. And if the market goes up 10% that next year, now you're gaining 10% on that 1,100, and it just compounds over time. So you gain interest on your gains, you gain gains on your gains. And I've become familiar with this and I've learned a lot about it. I've done a lot of research, but one thing that I realized is that your actions also compound. If you continuously make negative choices, if you continuously want to do things that aren't good for you, then you're going to live a life that you don't want. You're going to go down a bad path. You're going to not make progress. You're not going to achieve your goals. And those bad actions are going to compound and you're going to be left filled with regret. But if you can consistently make actions that are bringing you closer to your goals, if you can continuously take steps closer to your goals, then those steps and those actions are going to compound on themselves and you will achieve all that it is that you want to achieve. It just starts with identifying what that is and taking the right steps, and then those steps compound upon each other and you make a bunch of progress. It's really simple, honestly. It's just doing the required work and staying consistent with that. Um, and I think that compounding in life can really start from nothing. Like, say you want to go to the gym, but you haven't been going, you've been putting it off. Well, now you go one day a week, and that's better than zero, right? And those days start to compound. And now you go twice, and then eventually 3 times and 4 times. Now you're going to the gym 4 times a week. Your progress compounds on itself every single week. Now you can't double that and go 8 times. Well, if you want to do a couple 2-a-days, you can. But if you're going 4 days a week if you're going to the gym 4 days a week for an entire year, that is 208 days, and all of those workouts compound on each other, and eventually you look differently. Eventually you're stronger, and it takes time, but all of your actions, all of your efforts compound on each other and equal growth. And that's really how it works with anything. It's how it works with saving. It's how it works with investing. You start with a little bit. You put $1 away. Literally, like, put $10 away a month, and then at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, you're not left with $10. You're left with 120 because you're consistently putting money away. You're consistently saving. You're consistently taking actions that will lead to growth. That fast track growth. Really, none of this comes without work. You can't expect your life or your growth or your progress to compound if you're not taking the actions necessary. Um, you can only make progress if you're doing what it is that you need to do, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. However, small steps compound. It's not just about massive action. I'm a big believer in taking massive action. I personally don't think I've really taken any real massive action in my life, other than maybe starting to post more and investing early. That was a very smart thing that I did. But I'm a big believer in massive action, but I'm also an even greater believer in small steps get you to big destinations. There's a quote by, I believe it was a Chinese philosopher who wrote Proverbs, Lao Tzu, I believe was his name. He said that um, a journey begins with a single small step. I believe. I don't think that's verbatim, but I'm pretty sure it was that's pretty much accurate. I think not 100%, but that's pretty much what he said. A single journey a single journey begins with one small step. I'm pretty sure. And when I heard that, I really just thought about how all progress in life, all destinations begin from the start. They begin from zero. They begin from nothing. And once you start, your progress just compounds on itself. if your goal is to save $1,000, well, once you save 100, you got 900 to go. You don't have 1,000 to go anymore. I know that this is all like really simple stuff, but sometimes just hearing it makes a lot of sense. And I might be like really confusing. Like this might be really confusing because I'm like dumbing down the most simple stuff, but sometimes that's what you need to hear. If it makes sense and resonates with you, it will change your mindset and change your outlook. And yeah, the good and bad things in life compound on each other, and compounding is how you succeed or it's how you fail. Albert Einstein said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He was directly talking about compound interest in stocks, in the stock market and investing. But I believe that compound interest in life is also can also qualify as the eighth wonder of the world, because when your actions are gaining compound interest, you are going to make so much progress. But the only way for your actions to gain compound interest, the only way for your life to compound is by being consistent, is by doing the work and being consistent with doing the work, staying consistent with doing the work. If you are inconsistent, nothing will compound. If you invest $1,000 and it goes up 10%, and then you take out 150, and then the next year you invest another 1,000, but then 2 years later you take out 1,700, you're not gaining. You're not going to experience that compound interest. And my point is just staying consistent with your actions. If you go to the gym 4 times a week for 2 years straight, you're going to make progress regardless. But if you go to the gym for say seven days a week, 1 week, next week you go once, then the next week you go twice, then the fourth week you don't go at all, and that's your routine, yeah, you might make some progress. But the guy who is consistent going 4 times a week, he for the entire year, or the entire 2 years, sorry, he's the one who is going to make the most progress in the end. So it's about taking action and staying consistent and letting your efforts compound on each other. And when you start to experience compound growth in your life, you are going to be unstoppable as long as you keep putting in the work. So yeah, guys, I guess that's really all that I got. So main takeaway here is that compound growth is probably the greatest factor that you can experience in your life. And it is started by taking action, then it is continued by staying consistent with that action. And once you have momentum, you're basically unstoppable, and your results are just going to continuously compound on each other. So understand and think about what you're compounding in your life. Are you compounding bad actions that are going to lead you away from your goals? Or are you compounding upon good actions that are going to help you progress towards your goals and ultimately achieve them?